Hello, in this 13th Hydra coding challenge, I want to take a look at another artist. And for the inspiration, I'm going to check this project called Recoded, which is a kind of sister project of Recode project that we'll take a look in the first videos. And this is an initiative started by Zach Lieberman and School for Poetic Computation. And it says the project has moved, but it has some inspirations in the wiki. If you go to project details here, you can find a few references. And I found it's interesting to maybe start with Rosa Menkman. She's an artist and researcher focusing on glitch. And for the details and theoretical part, I'm not going to go into details, but I think it's I highly recommend. You can find videos online about her presentation talks, which are really interesting. And besides this kind of aesthetics part, I think it's really nice to look into those videos. But in this video, I'm gonna go straight to her works, and they look really, well, maybe not this one, but these ones really look kind of Hydra friendly. I mean, maybe not exactly I cannot copy exactly, but I think you can have some ideas, like something with modulation, you can probably create these patterns. So let's dive into it. I think I'll try this one in this first video, and the next one I'll try this one, which looks a little bit easier. Okay, so I copied the image, so I show it here, and I go to the Hydra editor. So, how do I start? I don't know exactly. Is it OSC? It is OSC, I think. I think so. I should just do OSC and then make a grid of it. Yeah, I think also like this is probably not kind of generative, but it's probably taking some kind of JPEG or some kind of image as a input source, but I will try to do it just without any input images. Okay, so we started OSC. I think I need some colors, but if you take a look at this, it has some colors, but also there are some white, black parts. I don't exactly know how to create that, but, and also it looks like kind of Kaleid thing happening. What if I, so I think I would just like multiply this with other kind of oscillator, but black and white. Not exactly what I wanted, because if I just multiply, it only gets kind of darker and darker because oscillator returns value from 0 to 1. So I need some kind of, I'm not sure actually. This is already quite complicated. Should I just add something? Or colorama? Probably not. I'm just curious what happens if I do colorama here. Colorama. Ooh, okay. That's interesting, but not what I wanted. Okay. It looks kind of like a painting, right? Like a watercolor. But let's see. If I just do add oscillator, what's gonna happen? That's too much. This? That's kind of interesting. I mean, I don't exactly know if this is good, but it's kind of interesting, I would say. Let's keep it like this. Now, I think this would just work with modulate scale? I don't know. With noise? Maybe that's it. Well, it's not bad. But then we have to think that we need some kind of this gridness to it. It's not like a noise kind of thing. I mean, it is noise kind of thing, but it has some kind of grid into it. How can I do that? I'm not sure. And the grid is always like kind of pushed into this vertical direction, like elongated, but like this, it never gets like horizontal. But sometimes like, it looks kind of connected to the neighboring cells. It's very complicated. I think what I would need is to do some kind of modulate, or just pixelate maybe. No, but pixelate would be too harsh, right? I think this is good if I do scale, just to fix aspect ratio. Yeah, this is not what I want. I mean, definitely interesting, but it's not what I want. How can I keep this noise kind of pattern and probably not modulate scale, because then in the center you don't see the kind of pattern so much. So I need some kind of, what if I do modulate rotate? It has the same problem that inside it's kind of not moving so much. Maybe just modulate. Then you don't see the circularity. Modulate collate. It's not bad. And what if I do pixelate here? Pixelate. Again, it's pixelated. So some kind of like, I think it's kind of okay. But somehow I need to like, so if you look at noise, it's like you have some kind of bumps or like kind of blobs. But I want the blobs to kind of align so that it's like make some kind of grid. Is that even possible? I don't know. But that's something I need to do, I think. So let's just take a look at noise. As you can see, these like bumps, and it's actually holes as well that are black, but it kind of beyond 0, like to -1, it's all black in this picture, but it's actually kind of pushed. What I'm trying to say is if you take a look at, what's the easiest way to do it? Color, 0.5, 1.5, brightness, 0.5. So now you can see that, now you see like these black parts clearly, but they're kind of already hidden in this black sea. Anyways, somehow I want to try to align these blobs, but I don't think this is really possible. Or the other way I could work around is just maybe start with grid. So I just take a shape, perhaps I want like a blurry one, and then repeat. I mean, this would work, but it's too regular. I mean, too much pattern in it. So if I replace this noise with this shape, repeat, yeah, I mean, you expected that, right? Maybe not modulate collate. But what if actually just like add noise? No, noise is too much. Yeah, I think the noise No, this is not enough. Oh, but that's actually not so bad, because it kind of feels like it's getting a bit irregular. And at this point, I don't know if modulate collate is the right choice or not. But let's just keep it like this. And also, if you look at the original image, there are some parts that are not completely affected like this way. So maybe I also need to say, hey, like multiply with noise 90, or maybe something else completely. Thresh. So in this case, I want, whatever. Let's just start with 0.1 or something. And then I need this to be pixelated. 8, same as the repeat. Okay. Yeah, then I see that modulate collate is not a good idea. And this pixelation is a bit too harsh again. So, it's not easy. Like rotate. Okay, this is somewhat better, but what's the problem? So I see a few problems. Like this pixelation is a bit too harsh. And I need to kind of blend it somehow. I don't know if that's really possible without doing this weird technique. I have a weird technique. So I think I'm done with this. Let's just focus on this. If I do pixelate, it will completely pixelate. And I want something that is in between. And in one of the videos, I think I did this. How? I don't remember. I think this has to be modulated somehow with a gradient that is repeat 8, something like this to begin with, and then 1 divided by 8 is maybe, oh shoot. Okay, so this actually creates the same effect as pixelate. Almost, because, because where it's sampling the color is different. So they're both like pixelated effect, but the colors are slightly different. I mean, the position is a bit different. Why am I doing this? I think interesting thing with this is that I can somehow apply a mask or like mult with shape. Let's say 99, 01, so that, so that actually you see, is it clear? I think what's happening here is that these circles, or ellipse, whatever, ovals, they are the pixelated color, but it kind of blends. Is it blending? I'm not sure. But what I wanted to create is like kind of smooth transition to the inside color of the pixelated color. I don't know if it's actually working though. Maybe I need to do brightness. Oh, it's kind of interesting. I mean, it still feel this sharp edge. So I don't know if this makes sense. Like I could just take this and then plug it into the original one. And at this point, I completely forgot what I was doing. I think it's this part this chunk of code that I wanted to change somehow. Whoa, interesting. I'm completely lost what I wanted to do, but it's really cool. So I think, I think I just need to, wait, what am I doing? I'm completely lost. This is modulate rotate. Yes, shape, repeat. What if I just modulate rotate with this whole thing? That's no good, unless this is inverted. No. Okay, I think I'm getting a bit too far with this. So I'll just go back to where I had this thing. Now, so pixelate was bad. But if I don't, oh, and also the thresh is not a good idea, actually. Okay. So, oh, but this is not so bad. Like, okay, the thing is, I need to recreate this, not try to over-engineer. So this looks okay. So let's not do this thing. Let's say this is kind of getting there. And another thing I want to do is somehow, I think I just need to modulate scale this pattern so that it's not just a grid, like cells are now, it's like kind of equal, but instead I want to make it like stretch. And in order to do that, I think I'll just start with noise. What if I just do this? Which was not a good idea. But for example, so it's stretching to the y direction, so I just need color from G. And also, I will say that the colors change like this. And maybe the noise is kind of small. And where am I going with this? Instead of like changing parameter, I can just thresh it. I see weird pattern here, and I'm not completely happy with this. Also, I feel I need some kind of saturation to the whole thing, the color, because just it looks kind of like trying to make something like realistic rendering or something. So just saturate the color. Okay, this looks a little bit better. Okay, so I don't know if modulate rotate is the way to go. Unless I do something like whole thing scrolled. No. What are the other options? Modulate, scale, modulate repeat, modulate rotate, modulate collide, modulate scale. I think I do this trick of shifting the whole thing and then shifting it back. Whoa. So you, I'm kind of trying to make the origin of rotation like different so that it's, you don't see like, in the original one you see somewhere in the middle, you don't see much happening in the middle. And that's because rotates from the center, so that part doesn't like rotate much compared to the other parts. I guess. So I do something like this to shift the origin of the rotation to somewhere else. And now I see more effect everywhere. And if I take this modulate scale away again, that's a little bit clear picture. And but again, my goal is to stretch those circle blobs so that it looks like the original image. And I think I also want to change the parameter of modulate rotate a little bit. Okay, so that's less harsh. Okay, and but it can be more, it can be harsher. I don't know. Anyways, what's next is, yeah, again, stretching the thing. This didn't work. I mean, it's interesting though. How do I do this then? Because again, I get into the same trap. If I do pixelate now, what if I do 8 and 1? So if I do 8 and 1, then 8 columns and 1. So it's like, I can show you how it looks like. Something like this. That's what I want to apply here. And yeah, again, you see like kind of lines between columns, which is not so nice. Although, if I just change the parameter, I think we're, I don't know if we're getting there. Can I do modulate collate again? Not really. Modulate scale. No. It's too bad. No. I thought it's somewhat easier, but of course it's not. I mean, we're kind of getting there, but what if I pixelate it and then multiply with shape 99, 0, 1, which is repeated 8 times. Whoa, interesting. It could be 4, 9.1. No. I mean, it's getting a bit too artificial, these effects. So I'm not sure if that kind of approach would work. I see because now you see these weird effects because of the noise texture. Noise is kind of affecting globally and not like the way I want it. If I make the noise really small, maybe, but I'm not sure. Let's go back to the original one. Yeah, this is tough. What are the other possibilities? Maybe I should saturate a little bit more to feel better. Okay. I think I feel I need more white. Okay, that's good. What can I do? I feel it's not really getting anywhere with this modulate scale thing. This is kind of okay, right? I was modulate rotating with the grid of circles, with the, so this is a grid of circles, and that's added with noise pattern. So that's why they're not completely circular, although in the original one they look more or less circular. And the boundaries are actually not too well, it depends. Some parts look continuous, some parts looks more divided, the columns. What can I do with this? This was dot modulate, rotate, more rotation. Kind of funny. Yeah, but I think the noise is too strong, right? But then if there's no what if there's no noise? It still looks like, oh, because I'm multiplying the noise. Okay, that's too much. And then, oops. I don't know, I forgot what the parameters were, but adding noise again. Maybe this is better. And I feel maybe what I just needed was to, yeah, just to do something like this again, but the grid is multiplied with noise that is pixelated. I think I did this before. Ah, but this time it's okay. Because I'm just, okay, because I'm multiplying directly to the circle grid, then adding noise. So somehow there's not much continuity. And, but I still want the long shapes. So maybe it's the same idea as this one. Maybe here I need to do modulate scale. Order really matters. No, but then I think the idea is like I need to pixelate this. Oh, this color should come afterwards. That's one thing. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. And maybe I can scale it a bit more. And maybe Thresh can be a little bit even smaller. 0.3, does it work? Oh, that's nice. And maybe modulate rotate parameter can be a little bit higher. Maybe not so much. But no, because this is a noise. And here is the modulate rotate. Okay, okay. So should I end the video here? I'm not really sure. Maybe a bit less saturate so that I can see a bit more white. Yeah. Okay. So I feel there should be a little bit more of black parts. It could be just that I have to make the oscillator a little bit less. Could be. This is actually not so bad. Although maybe I increase the modulate rotate parameter a little bit more. Okay, so I would say this is my attempt. And one last thing, I will animate this a little bit. So this is the oscillator, and then there is the noise that is, which noise should move? I think this noise can definitely move. And maybe to scale. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's actually really interesting. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, so this is, maybe I make the repeat a little bit more dense. And of course, if I want to change this parameter often, I should use a variable because there are few parameters connected. Interesting. That's very interesting. I like it. I mean, it's kind of captures the essence again, but this is the spirit of this Hydra coding challenge. It's not. I mean, with Hydra, it's sometimes like not really possible to recreate what is in the original artwork. So the idea is to get the essence of what it is, and that opens up something new. And yeah, let me know how you think. If you came up with something better or something interesting, something you want to share, please write to me by email, or you can just like write in the comments. I don't know if you can copy paste your code. I don't think the URL would work, so somehow you have to be creative. Or maybe you can just copy the sketch ID and then you can just manually put it in the URL. And also, like, if you have any feedback, if you have any comments, questions, feel free to write in the comment section. And also what you want to see in the next videos, like what artist you want to feature. Everything's welcome. So please write, and also please like the video if you watch it, and if you see it, find it helpful. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. I highly appreciate it. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video. Bye.